And actually, going through what you and the rest of the family have gone through.
I think when you are bereaved at a very young age, any time really, but particularly at a young age, I can resonate closely to that. You feel pain like no other pain, and you know that in your life it's going to be very difficult to.
Picture this. You wake up one seemingly ordinary morning, stretch your arms, grab a cup of tea, and suddenly realize that you now own one of the most valuable private estates in the entire world. Acres upon acres of rolling landscapes, centuries-old castles, historic farms, and pristine coastlines, all of which have been in the British Crown's possession for hundreds of years, are now under your control. These lands generate millions of pounds every single year, and the sheer scale of it is almost unimaginable to most. This was exactly what happened to Prince William, and stepping into this role didn't come with a simple crown. It came with immense responsibility, legacy, and family politics that could rival any royal drama on the front pages. The weight of centuries of history and expectation now rested squarely on his shoulders, and the choices he made would ripple across the royal household and beyond. As soon as William began exercising his authority as the new estate owner, the effects were immediate. Moves he made disrupted long-standing arrangements, stirring quiet tensions and raising eyebrows within Queen Camilla's close inner circle. One of the most notable outcomes, Camilla's sister, Annabelle Elliot, was quietly removed from her influential role overseeing several royal properties. But make no mistake, this wasn't just about payroll, salary, or finances. It was a clear signal about authority, control, and the direction in which William intends to take his estates. This was just the beginning of a much larger story, one that blends centuries of history with modern family dynamics, wealth management, and personal legacy. What William inherited doesn't just reflect financial assets, it reveals the true power structures within the royal family, and illustrates why his relationship with his stepmother's family may continue to face tension. Every decision he makes carries weight, emotionally and publicly. If you're new here, subscribe and hit the notification bell, because we dig into some of the most fascinating royal stories, and this one gets more intricate the deeper you go. Let's rewind to the starting point, the estate that changed everything. What exactly did William inherit? On September 8th, 2022, Queen Elizabeth II passed away at Balmoral Castle. This moment triggered waves of legal, financial, and ceremonial changes. Titles were updated, roles shifted, and enormous wealth and property automatically transferred to Prince William, who was 40 years old at the time. The scale of these changes was immense, altering centuries-old property and power structures almost overnight. With Charles ascending as King Charles III, William automatically became the Duke of Cornwall. This wasn't just an honorary title, it came with control over one of the world's most valuable private estates. The Duchy of Cornwall, valued at approximately $1.2 billion, encompasses 135,000 acres of land. Among these holdings are 18,710 acres in Cornwall, nearly all of Dartmoor in Devon, significant properties in Herefordshire and Somerset, plus financial investments accumulated over centuries. To put that in perspective, it's like owning an entire archipelago, the Isles of Scilly off Cornwall's coast, alongside historic farms and estates whose value has grown for nearly 700 years. The Duchy of Cornwall was created in 1337 by King Edward III for his son, Edward, the Black Prince, the first Duke of Cornwall. According to the Charter, the Duke must always be the monarch's eldest surviving son and heir. Now, nearly 7 centuries of history, tradition, and economic management belonged to William. By 2025, the duchy generated around $30 million for him, derived from tenant farmers, holiday cottages, and financial rights that have accumulated over centuries. Unlike most billionaires, William voluntarily pays taxes on this income, even though the duchy is legally exempt, a gesture that highlights his sense of responsibility and awareness of public perception. Yet, the duchy is only a portion of what William now controls, and understanding the broader picture is key to appreciating why his decisions create such ripple effects. The story becomes even more complex when Camilla's family enters the picture. Queen Elizabeth II left 2 major properties outside the crown: private estates not owned by the state. These estates were inherited from her father, King George VI, and passed down through generations. The first property is Sandringham House in Norfolk. Unlike Buckingham Palace or Windsor Castle, Sandringham is privately owned, not part of official Crown properties. After Elizabeth's passing, it became King Charles III's property. Sandringham serves as the royal family's private country retreat, a working estate focused on conservation, stewardship, and maintaining the land and buildings for future generations. Over 5 generations, it has evolved significantly while retaining its historical charm. The second property is Balmoral Castle, located in the Scottish Highlands and covering 53,680 acres of scenic land. Balmoral is also privately owned, originally purchased by Prince Albert for Queen Victoria. It was inherited by Elizabeth II and now belongs to Charles. Both estates hold central importance in royal life. They are venues for family gatherings during Christmas, retreats for private mourning, locations for official visits, and spaces where monarchs maintain a sense of normalcy away from the public eye. Their symbolic and financial value cannot be overstated, and when Charles eventually passes, these estates will go to William. This is why the decisions made on these estates while Charles is alive carry enormous significance. As Queen Consort, Camilla shares access to these estates, and her family has historically had influence and financial benefit from them. However, William, as the future owner, has begun asserting boundaries, signalling who will have authority over these properties. One event that made waves in the royal world was the Annabelle Elliot affair, where Camilla's sister was removed from the royal payroll. Annabelle, aged 75, is an accomplished interior designer renowned for blending traditional English country house aesthetics with modern livability. She is also Camilla's closest confidant, trusted deeply by the Queen following her marriage to Charles in 2005. Over the last 2 decades, Annabelle earned hundreds of thousands of pounds for her work on royal estates, including holiday cottages in Cornwall, managing them with careful precision and her signature artistic touch. Yet, when William assumed control, her role disappeared. The Duchy's annual accounts reveal she was paid between £19,625 and £82,272 for managing properties. Royal expert Emmy Griffiths explained, "Annabelle Elliot worked across properties owned by the Duchy of Cornwall, but now that Prince William has taken over as Duke, he removed her from the payroll. It caused ripples across the royal world." This decision sent a crystal-clear message. William is serious about trimming down long-standing hangers-on and reining in some of the extravagant spending that occurred under his father's management. Simultaneously, William brought in his own trusted inner circle, including friends and godparents of Prince George and Prince Louis, like Harry Aubrey Fletcher and William Van Cutsum, to advise on the estate. Out with Camilla's family, in with William's friends. The statement was unmistakable, even without a press conference. The tension between William and Camilla's family isn't purely financial, it's historical and deeply emotional. William witnessed his mother, Princess Diana, endure the anguish of Charles and Camilla's affair, confirmed in a 1994 interview. Diana's suffering left deep scars on William and Harry, and her tragic death in August 1997 left the brothers, then aged 15 and 12, navigating grief under worldwide scrutiny. These experiences shaped how William views loyalty, family, and responsibility. Despite this, William has made a consistent, sincere effort to accept Camilla as part of the family. He attended his father's wedding in 2005 and has interacted respectfully in public ever since. He has never demonstrated hostility or attempted to complicate her life, even while managing estates and legacy that embody centuries of British monarchy. The balance he maintains between personal history, family responsibility, and the management of enormous properties continues to define his role today. He has not shown open hostility or made things difficult for her. Second, accepting Camilla as part of the family is one thing. Embracing her relatives in a professional or business setting is an entirely different matter. The Duchy of Cornwall is far more than just a family gathering place or a ceremonial title. It functions as a major business enterprise, one that requires careful management, strategic planning, and foresight. Prince William, as the future king, is now at the helm of this expansive operation, which spans thousands of acres, dozens of historic properties, and financial investments accumulated over centuries. His decisions within the Duchy of Cornwall are more than administrative. They are a reflection of his vision for the future of the monarchy and his approach to leadership within the royal household. Every move William makes is closely watched by the media, the public, and members of the royal family alike. His approach to managing the duchy sends signals about his priorities, his values, and how he intends to wield authority once he ascends to the throne. By instituting carefully considered changes and making strategic adjustments, he is not acting out of personal animosity or a desire for revenge against Camilla or her family. Instead, he is asserting his independence and beginning to differentiate his reign and management style from that of his father, King Charles III. This is an important distinction because it frames William as a future monarch who understands both the historical weight and the practical responsibilities of his position. The financial implications of these decisions are significant. Camilla's family, particularly her sister Annabelle Elliot, has had long-standing financial ties to the royal estates. With William's changes, these ties are being recalibrated. To truly appreciate the scale of this influence, consider the late Queen Elizabeth II's personal fortune, which Forbes estimated at approximately $500 million. This fortune includes her jewellery collection, fine art, investments, and her personal residences, Balmoral Castle in Scotland and Sandringham House in Norfolk. Both properties were inherited from her father, King George VI, and represent centuries of careful stewardship, historical significance, and immense cultural value. Beyond the personal fortune of the late Queen, the royal family as a whole controls assets estimated at over £18 billion in land, property, and investments. These assets traditionally pass to the new monarch, maintaining a continuity that has defined the monarchy for generations. When Charles eventually passes and William becomes king, he will inherit an enormous financial empire, including Balmoral, Sandringham, the sovereign grant, which is projected to rise to £132 million for 2025 to 2026 to support royal duties, the Crown Estate, and private art collections. This inheritance is not simply wealth, it is the foundation upon which the future of the monarchy rests. Importantly, properties like Balmoral and Sandringham are personally owned by the monarch and are not administered by committees or governmental bodies. The reigning monarch determines who manages the estates, who lives there, and who benefits from their operations. The Duchy of Cornwall, similarly, comes with both extraordinary privilege and immense responsibility. In 2025, Prince William's reported earnings of $30 million from the duchy underscored the financial scale at stake. Yet these figures also highlight a critical point. Ownership of vast estates carries obligations, not just to the royal family, but to local communities, tenants, and the broader public. Some residents of Cornwall reportedly felt overlooked when William assumed full control, reflecting the delicate balance between wealth, stewardship, and public expectation. Managing these estates is not merely about wealth. It is about nurturing relationships, sustaining traditions, and maintaining trust within the communities that have long been linked to the royal family. At the top of this intricate network of relationships is Queen Camilla and her family. Navigating the intersection of familial loyalty, personal history, and financial governance is a delicate task that William must undertake with both care and decisiveness. Queen Camilla currently occupies a prominent position within the royal household. She resides in several properties, including Buckingham Palace, Clarence House, Sandringham, and Balmoral. She fulfills official duties, participates in public engagements, and enjoys the full support of King Charles III. Yet, Experts note that her position could shift in the future. If she outlives Charles, she would likely assume the title of Queen Dowager and retain some privileges, including access to certain properties such as Clarence House, valued at approximately $72 million, and Highgrove House, valued at around $39 million. She would also receive ongoing financial support to maintain her standard of living. However, properties like Sandringham and Balmoral, which are personal holdings of the monarch, will eventually pass to William as king. Camilla's influence over these estates will consequently diminish, and her continued access would be contingent upon William's decisions and discretion. Recognizing these realities, Camilla has taken steps to prepare for a future in which her personal holdings and family influence may be less central. One example is the sale of Ray Mill House in Wiltshire, her private retreat prior to marrying Charles. Camilla has spoken about the joy and therapeutic benefits she found in gardening at this property, describing it as a source of peace and personal reflection. Its sale may signal a shift toward prioritizing her royal responsibilities and the evolving structure of the household under William's emerging authority. For Camilla's family, particularly Annabelle Elliot, the future is less certain. Annabelle has already experienced the consequences of William's early management decisions, losing her annual income from the duchy. Nevertheless, Buckingham Palace has confirmed she retains some involvement with the household when appropriate, including ongoing work at the Sandringham estate. This connection, however, is tied to Charles and will become increasingly dependent on William's goodwill once he ascends the throne. William's actions thus set the tone for the next generation of management, signalling where his priorities lie and establishing the parameters within which family members may continue to engage with royal estates. The broader implications of these decisions extend beyond individual employment or financial arrangements. They reflect the continuity of power, the stewardship of legacy assets, and the symbolic weight of authority. William's management of the Duchy of Cornwall is about more than payroll or personal preference. It is a rehearsal for kingship. Each decision demonstrates his understanding of how to navigate the responsibilities of wealth, property, and influence. The removal of Annabelle Elliot, for instance, may appear minor in financial terms, but it carries considerable symbolic weight. Annual payments ranging from £19,000 to £82,000 are negligible compared to the duchy's £1.2 billion portfolio. Yet the action conveys a clear message. Positions within the royal household are contingent on performance, loyalty, and alignment with the future king's vision. This measured approach to estate management communicates broader themes about succession and authority. The transition from Charles's management style to William's is occurring quietly, without public fanfare or spectacle, yet it is evident to insiders, observers, and those directly affected. Through careful review of finances, personnel, and property management, William is laying the groundwork for his future reign. He is demonstrating an understanding of responsibility that goes beyond inheritance and privilege, focusing on strategic leadership and sustainable stewardship. Ownership of properties such as Sandringham and Balmoral will eventually pass down the line of succession, from William to Prince George and future generations. Each new monarch will leave their mark on these estates, shaping their appearance, management, and legacy. While royal wills and private wealth allocations remain confidential, public decisions, like changes in the duchy payroll, offer glimpses into how future governance and leadership will unfold. They reflect the continuity of responsibility, the balance of tradition and innovation, and the enduring nature of royal inheritance. At its core, the British monarchy is about legacy, financial, cultural, and symbolic. It is about what is passed down, how it is maintained, and how each generation interprets its duties and privileges. William grew up immersed in this world, witnessing both the opportunities and challenges that accompany immense wealth and public attention. He now stands at a pivotal moment, able to shape the estates according to his vision, values, and priorities. His decisions will influence not only the royal family's financial trajectory, but also public perception, community relations, and the overall stability of the monarchy. For Camilla's family, accustomed to certain privileges and roles under King Charles, the shift under William's leadership is tangible and immediate. This transition is not characterized by conflict or overt drama, but by thoughtful, deliberate action. changes in payroll, reassignment of duties, and the careful appointment of trusted advisors. Through these subtle yet meaningful adjustments, William communicates the emerging dynamics of power and the expectations for those who serve the monarchy in any capacity. In essence, these developments are not merely administrative, they are emblematic of the broader transformation of royal authority. Decisions about employment, property, and finances reveal deeper truths about succession, leadership style, and the careful management of inherited responsibilities. William is signalling that while respect for tradition is essential, the future will be guided by prudence, foresight, and the deliberate exercise of authority. As we observe these transitions, it becomes clear that William's choices are about stewardship, continuity, and preparing for the role he will assume as king. The estates, the finances, and the people involved are all part of a complex ecosystem that requires careful attention and thoughtful leadership. By taking decisive action now, William demonstrates that he is not merely inheriting assets, he is assuming the responsibility of guiding a centuries-old institution into the future. So, as we continue to follow these developments, we gain a deeper understanding of how the monarchy functions behind the public spectacle. The careful management of estates, like the Duchy of Cornwall, Sandringham, and Balmoral, is as much about leadership and foresight as it is about history and wealth. William is quietly shaping the next chapter of the monarchy, blending respect for tradition with a vision for modern governance. If you found this exploration of the royal family enlightening, I invite you to engage with this community. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. We always welcome meaningful discussions about the monarchy, its history, and its evolving future. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, please hit the like button, share it with friends who are curious about royal life, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss future updates and analyses. Your support helps us continue to bring these stories to life, offering insights that go beyond the headlines. Until next time, I'll be watching closely, sharing updates, and bringing you the latest from the royal world. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we will continue to explore the intricate dynamics, legacies, and stories that shape the monarchy today and into the future.